Hello friends, and welcome back to the horror section. This is going to be a review for Malevolence 3 Killer. And starting off, I'd like to say this was a pretty cool movie. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty fun. And if you don't know that much about Malevolence, I think the first one was kind of a movie like these bank robbers. They kind of abduct some people and they take them to this house. Well, lo and behold, the house beside of them, there's this crazy killer, person there, and he kind of goes after them and kills them one by one. And the second one is sort of showing like how that killer kind of got started, when he was younger, just what happened to him and made him kind of crazy and made him, a killer. And this one right here actually picks up after the first one. So of course the people, the bank robbers or whatever are there at that house, and the killer's coming over and kill them. And this one actually starts up at the end. And you kind of see a little bit of the end part there. And then it goes into the movie. Pretty much the killer escapes or whatever, and there's some people moved into this house, and he just starts pretty much just stalking them one by one and killing them. And this movie, I could tell it looked like an old-fashioned kind of just pure slasher that we like from the 80s. That's what it kind of looked. It had that vibe to it. I thought it was pretty cool. It looked like the director really enjoyed maybe the Halloween movie, because it kind of had that vibe to it. There was no mask on the person, but it just showed them kind of walking and stalking after the people and stuff and going after them. It had a few pretty good kills in it. I thought it was cool, but it's just a straight up slasher movie. Like here, a relentless return to the stalk and slash glory days. That's pretty much what it is. It's just this crazy guy going around killing these people at this house or whatever. And there's quite a few people that get killed. I mean, it's a little bit slow sometimes, but still, it's still got some pretty cool scenes in it. I thought it was pretty cool. It looked like kind of like one of those older slasher movies, not maybe not like the Halloweens or something, which it had that kind of a concept to me, but it more like some of the lower budget ones that we always have fun with, Back in the 80s, just whatever kind of slasher movie, just anything in the 80s that was slashers, most people just really enjoyed them just because they were slashers. Well, that's how this one was. If this one was in the 80s, probably people would be all over it, It'd just be a cool movie that Vinegar Syndrome would pick up and fix. But this one's, made in 2018 with the same kind of concept to it. And I just thought it looked pretty cool, the way they done everything. But like I said, it's just pretty much just this guy going around stalking these people one by one and killing them, in different kind of ways. And I mean, I just thought it was pretty neat, pretty good movie. So like I said, if you enjoy those kind of 80s slasher movies, kind of the harder to find ones, kind of the ones that, people might not have heard of as much, then this would be a good one for you, because it's not, I think it's a little bit of a lower budget movie. That's why I kind of say it, maybe not the Halloweens, but maybe some of those lower budget movies that we enjoyed in the 80s, kind of like maybe the Madman Mars or something like that. It had, just something, just a little lower budget. But like I said, I think if this director maybe had a little bit of more money put into what he can do, if he got funded a little more, I think he could make a really good slasher, that could come to theaters. I mean, this one was good, and he was just using, the proceeds that the ways that he had, and I thought he done a fine job, a really good job on it, with what he had. But if somebody, I'm hoping somebody will see this movie and think back, to those glory days of slashers, say, this director's got some good ideas here. Let's fund him a little bit. Let's give him a little more money and just really see what he can do. Because I thought this was a very cool movie. Just kind of one of those, like I said, throwbacks to those fun slasher movies that everybody really enjoys. And I thought it was a pretty cool entry into the slasher movies. This is kind of like the Sleeper. It's kind of a throwback. Now this one doesn't really have the look of a throwback in words, kind of like the Sleeper did. This one just has it's pretty clean cut. You know, the movie is, you know, just straight through. It looks pretty good, but it doesn't have like that throwback look to it. I'm just saying the way the director done the movie, that's what it reminds me of. It's just a older slasher movie. But like I said, it looked pretty cool. It had some cool kills in it. Now this isn't one of those where you the whodunit kind of slashers where you don't really know who the killer is. This one, this one, you pretty much know who the killer is all the way through the movie. You know, it's like the same person, I guess you could say, from the first one, second one, and then into the third one here, I believe, is what I can say. It's just, you know, got the same person. So it's sort of like, that's where it's got that Halloween feel to it. You know who Michael Myers is. You know this guy is the killer that's coming after these people. So like I said, I thought it was a pretty cool entry into the slashing right here. Not only is Martin still alive, so that would be his name there, Martin. We know that Martin is the killer here. Martin Bristol. So this is kind of the Martin Bristol right here. That is the killer. So we got Michael Myers. You know, you got Jason Voorhees. This is Martin Bristol. So I mean, that's just kind of cool. You know, he's got his own kind of 3 movies here. So, you know, that's kind of cool. You know, the director's just doing something that they used to do in the 80s, kind of puts a pretty cool story. You know, the first 2's got this cool, you know, stories, and it kind of looks cool. And then this one's just pure slasher right here. He's like, you know, I'm just going to do what I like. I'm just going to show a 1980s slasher movie, make it a little bit modern. So I thought it was pretty cool, and I commend the director. I thought he done a really good job. Stephen Menas. Make sure I just hate pronouncing these people's names right. Stephen Mena. I'm hoping I'm saying that right, and I apologize if Stephen's watching. This actually is from Mena Films, so that's kind of cool. So y'all need to check that out and go get these Malevolence movies. They're pretty cool. And of course, he signs the slipcover on this one. So like I said, if you like a cool kind of an 80s vibe slasher, you know, maybe a little bit low budget, but still cool, you know, still's got good effects and all that. And then I'd check out Malevolence 3, because it's just a pure slasher, just pretty much just a guy going after these people one right after another and slashing them up and taking care of them. So that's what Malevolence 3 is about, the killer. So I thought it was a pretty cool movie, and I really enjoyed it. So I guess that'll be it for my review for Malevolence 3 Killer. And go out and check it out, people. It's pretty cool. So until next time, have a good one, and see ya.